So hello and welcome to the channel, welcome back to another Assetto EVO video. The first ever setup on the channel for the game. I'm not sure if it's going to even save the setup, so I'm just going to leave it here for people to have a look at. Just been running a number of laps here at Bathurst, a track that you know I love, absolutely love the place. In the fastest car currently available on the game. We will look at a few small changes to the game since launching this morning. I think we're now into version 1.2, but really enjoying the game. We're still getting big fluctuations. You could see there it went down for around 50 FPS, back up to 86, 87, 63. As much as Niles has mentioned that the game is very stable, maybe that's if you're running it on probably one of the most high-end gaming PC rigs there is. I'm sure he runs it on a 4090 and I'm here running it on a 3050, still hitting 90 frames per second variably at 1080p, but I can still enjoy the game. I can still feel so much detail through the wheel. I mean, I'm running this on a version 2.5 wheelbase Fanatec, and I've got to be honest, it's feeling better and better each time I come to it. The sensation of grip coming out the corners, especially when the car's sliding, it's a feeling that I've not particularly felt in Assetto Corsa either, Competizione. But it's got like a sense of grip when the car's really on the edge of grip, but it's just sliding. An element that definitely feels visible. I guess it feels visible. I'm not sure it can feel visible, but it feels evident through the wheel when you've got that sensation of grip. We'll just look back through this lap that I've just set here, the 158.8, something like that. There's definitely a few more tenths left on the cards. So we've come inside the car. I did make a small change to the field of view, which took away my wheel and hands altogether. So we'll watch the race, the lap back with the hands and the wheel, so you can see what's happening at the wheel. I have made a few small adjustments to tyre pressures. It doesn't seem to have any effect whether you run any literage of fuel in the car. It just doesn't seem to be using fuel at all. I am making small adjustments with the traction control, as I normally do on my wheel, between the Y button and the X button. I'll show you how I've got that set up, because it does slide around quite a bit if you reduce the traction control, and I think TC2 is sort of limiting the power, especially off the acceleration phases of some of the corners. The slower corners at least. But there are a few changes to the menus within the game as well. We'll quickly look over those. I think there's going to be changes coming thick and fast from the developers. I think this is the apple of their eye at the moment. All attention is on this game, so constant development, which is fantastic from the developers. Kudos. Again, as you can see, I'll leave this graphic up on the screen so you can keep seeing it. GPU almost maxing out. Latency not too bad, 21, 22 milliseconds. But at least we're getting a good frame rate. That's obviously not to be said when you're running weather conditions and other cars on the circuit, but I'll definitely be jumping on to do special events, single track events, single car events, hot lapping and stuff like that. So even the graphic, the race logic down the bottom here doesn't record the lap time. So that's one thing that needs to be looking at. So let's just come back into the garage, back to the pit lane. You can see there 158.959. I just wanted to get into the 158s. That was the main purpose. So just lowering the tyre pressures. They've taken away some of the fine adjustments, so I think we'll like to see these back. Just added a bit more toe, added the amount of caster or camber that we can use. Obviously there's no caster available, not sure whether that will be coming, and just reduced the cambers at the rear a little bit from being absolutely maxed out. ABS, I am using ABS too, and as you can see I've got 3 litres of fuel in. Not sure why these have been taken away, the suspension, but I've just adjusted the front anti-roll bar just to give us a little bit more turning response and stiffened the rear. Dampers, just had a few subtle adjustments with these just to play around with things a little bit. And the aero, I think you can have got one more adjustment there, but I've lifted the rear ride height a tiny bit. So come back into there. I'm going to see if I can actually, let's go back into the vehicle setup. I'll see if I can actually save this setup. It probably will just kick me back out again. As you can see there, I've gone into the setup and it has actually crashed the game. It's not going to load, I don't think. So these are all the things that we're finding out about the game. And I can see I'm going to have to reboot this here. Give it a little bit longer. Maybe give it 30 seconds or so. Some of these menus, it does take its time moving through them, but some of them I have found to be quite quick. So yeah, I think I'm going to end up, I'll restart the capture in a second. I'll stop that recording then, and I'm going to have to quit the game from the Windows menu. And when I do launch the game, when you're in Steam, I'm just in Steam right now, and when it becomes an option to play the game, there's play Assetto EVO or launch Assetto EVO in OpenXR mode. And I don't know why, I just always do the launch in XR mode. And I've got no idea why I feel that it launches better through there. So again, we're in the main menu. I'm not sure if I can start a capture already. Yes, I can. So let's start the capture again there. So back into the early access menu. We're still in the offline mode. As you can see down the bottom here, we've got version 1.2. And yes, well, let's have a look at a few things that have changed. If we go into the car gallery then, and we just click on each individual car, we've just got the one car now, and we've got a change of liveries. It hasn't seemed to have happened in all the garages, but some of the garages have definitely thinned down a bit. The BMW used to be about 6 of them in here. Now we've still got 3 of the same iteration. Presentation 2. I still think there just needs to be one of these here. It is evident in the Mercedes-Benz garage, we've got just 2 different liveries. You could just have the one livery here, come down to here, and you can change that livery in here, I think. I don't think it needs to be showing all the versions of the car that's available. The Lotus has thinned down a bit. I don't think, the Porsche hasn't thinned down. This could thin down and just show the available changes much better in this version, standard and dual. So they are working through it, I think, making some subtle changes here and there. And you've just got different interior tones, I think, special edition, dual tone leather, single tone leather, but in essence they are the same car. Still no difference between doing special events. These aren't online yet. And if you go to the online settings, it says undefined. You try and put it into online mode, apply it, and nothing still happens. We're still in the offline mode. I did go to graphics, make a small change to go to quality, but I don't think that's made any difference. I quite happily go back to balanced. Back to the main menu. And you see down here, still looking at the frames per second. I'll bring it up. Oops. Come back to there. We've lost the screen recording now. So come back to record again. We're back up and running, and we've got the GPU up the top there. You can see we're getting 90 frames. Not much more to look at. The licensing still isn't online. If you enter the driver profile, I still don't think that saves. I don't think that will save until we actually go fully online, to be honest. But yeah, I just thought I'd leave you with that one, to be able to watch, to be able to at least set a lap and have some sort of competition within the channel maybe. So see what you can do, try and get into the 158s, 157s are probably out there already. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the little short video. Until next time, ciao for now.